Is it a bad omen that for about 25 seconds as that countdown was running, I lost my internet connection?
I heard something. I didn't know what that was.
Was that beep?
I heard a beep. Yep.
Yeah, that beep was me. So
I immediately
Well,
started
see how this
looking at
goes.
everything.
Yeah, I was like, "Is that me?"
I know.
no,
I
we
checked.
actually the main line here into the bunker actually went down for about a half an hour earlier today, but we do have a backup. So if you see me leave, just keep on talking until I turn on the backup, and we'll be all good. But yeah.
Nice.
So, anyways, hi everybody. Welcome to Sidebar. It's good to have you all
Hi.
here. I've had a good day. Ashley's had a good day. Austin's had a good day. Lindsay has not had a good day.
Lindsay's having a meltdown.
So
We're gonna get through it.
she's gonna bring a different kind of energy to the panel tonight, I think. So it'll be good. Anywho, so we're going to talk tonight about Kelly Jo Clark, and at least that'll be the jumping off point for the conversation. You know, we always stray, but this is a lady that we saw on Monday here on TCF during the morning show in Judge Prill's court, which is, if this is Michigan, it's the thumb. It's over here.
Yes.
So.
That is a very Michigan thing to do, by the way. The hand map.
That's how you do geography. We can't do that here in Arizona.
Yep.
But anywho, so she worked for an ambulance service, and this was a sentencing hearing, so it was never revealed exactly how, but she embezzled $146,000 from this ambulance service. So we can certainly talk about yet another person with a public position who steals a bunch of money, because we've seen that time and time again. But as well, there was an interesting sentencing thing there because it was kind of a hybrid sentence. And I think that's worth talking about too, because it was creative and probably infuriating all at once.
Yes.
At least that would be my take on it. So where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with how bad people are, or do you want to start with this kind of how this lady, what she did and how she got sentenced? Lindsay, you've had the bad day. Where do you want to start?
I'm actually trying to Google something really quick here. So just to kind of put in scope how terrible of a thing she did, the median household income in Huron County is about $58,000, and that's the median. So there's 50% above that, 50% below that. So she stole
just under 3 years worth of salary.
Yeah, exactly, for the average household.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty bad.
Put that in perspective. I mean, $146,000 is a lot of money to anybody, but think about rural Michigan, farm country, small towns. Sebewaing Township is not a super wealthy area. You can kind of understand why Judge was so irate in his sentencing.
Yep. Yeah, she's 49 years old.
Yeah.
So she's not young at all. I mean, she's middle-aged. Mm-hmm. She's born and raised in that area. She graduated from Akron Fairgrove. And she's worked there for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
17 years is a long time to work in any kind of job, let alone ambulance corps. So that's interesting. She also had no criminal history. So this came out of the blue. Let's see.
Yep. And we were trying to figure out what her title is. She's the service coordinator. So I think that means person in charge, but I'm not 100% sure.
Gotcha. She had one DV deferral 23 years ago.
Oh, did she? I missed that part.
And trespassing 15 years ago.
I saw the trespassing. I didn't realize the other part.
Yeah, so she has those two, but virtually no criminal history.
What was the other thing she had in the past?
DV deferral.
Oh, okay.
Domestic violence.
The trespass I don't put too much weight on personally because anybody can have one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
For the most innocuous thing. The DV is disturbing but not related necessarily.
No,
Right.
nothing relates to this case.
Unless she was beating the accountant into submission and that's how she got the money. But I'm pretty sure she
Hopefully
probably
not.
was the accountant because that's how this stuff normally goes down.
Yeah.
And she was totally forthcoming with law enforcement during this investigation too. So that just speaks of. I was like, well, then it's not that bad, but the amount that she stole, my brain keeps going back to that and thinking, wait, yeah, it is bad. Like, what are you doing stealing $146,000? That's not just somebody that's going through hard times. That's somebody that's doing something else. So that's what my brain keeps going back to. I know she has strong community ties and serious medical issues. They talked about that.
That did make me wonder if the embezzlement started because of the medical issues, if she wasn't, taking that money to help pay these medical bills. And not that that's an excuse, but is that like the originating incident of like, hey, this medical thing happened and suddenly, money's tight. Oh, just $5 here, $10 there, 145,000 here,
Yeah, that means
just do what every other red-blooded American does in that situation and file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's much more honorable than just stealing from people to pay people who arguably are stealing from you because healthcare is way too costly anyways.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. It seems like that's just fixing a wrong with another wrong.
Did we find out what period of time, like how long it took her to steal 146? Did they reveal that at all?
I don't recall, but something in the back of my head said it was over the course of a couple of years.
Okay.
So I don't think it was like she wrote herself a check. But there are people that are bold and brazen enough to do that sort of thing too.
Right.
One of the things that struck me about this is it's yet another situation where somebody with a public position or a position that serves the community is trying to get away with this, and it never works. We had a case here in Arizona down in Sierra Vista where this lady, it was like 1.3 million or something like that she took. We've seen it a couple of times in Lenawee County. There was another one, I forget exactly where it was, where this might have been in Lenawee too, but somebody was stealing from their church.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that
lady
was
in Judge Aquilina's court who was stealing from the trust for the Larry Nassar victims.
Yes.
That was bad.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it seems like we're seeing more and more of this stuff, and we've got enough of a body of work here at TCF that we can look for trends now. And this was a trend that I didn't necessarily see on this channel until probably the last 6-7 months. It seems like there's more and more of this, and I don't know if that's people getting worse and worse or if it's a sign of the times. And the economy is just that bad that people are getting desperate, or if it's something of both.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, things are getting expensive.
Yeah.
Cost of living has certainly shot up. I'm sure even in rural Michigan, maybe even more so in rural Michigan, because it takes more to get goods there.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, though, people don't know how to tighten their belts when, I forget who it was, but there was somebody, again, we watched too much court here for me to remember all the details, but it was somebody who was either
we watched too much court, says the guy who hosts the court channel.
Right,
being honest. But funny, real aside, there's this YouTuber that I've watched for years, and he's got multiple channels, and he comments from time to time about how he thinks he might have covered something before, but he can't recall. And I always used to think, how can you not recall, man? but I get it now.
You get it now?
I don't hardly remember what we talked about yesterday because it's just too much. But anyways, I don't recall if this was somebody who had a theft or an embezzlement, or she couldn't pay her fees or whatever. But I remember looking at her, and she was dressed very well. She was tattooed all over her body, but she was complaining about how tough life was and how she never had any money to do anything. And I was looking at that going, no, that's not right. You had money, you spent it poorly.
Yep.
Or you wouldn't be able to do all these things. And I think that's part of the problem, and why so many of these people are resorting to crimes as well, because they get themselves into a pickle because they don't know how to deal with their money.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was the case with this person or not, but we see that too, where it's the people who are stealing. And this was the church one that I remember, and I don't recall where or how long ago it was, but the lady who was stealing from the church was actually using it to fund a lifestyle. She was taking the family on trips, and they were, I think one of them was like an overseas cruise.
Oh, wow.
And just getting good clothing and eating out and doing all these things. And that's just insane to me, especially when you're in a position where people trust you.
Yep.
Right.
But we're seeing way too much of that now. And
I can kind of see it though, for especially if that person is young. So I know, and I think it was in 2016 or so. I planned my first trip. I planned it to Charleston, for instance. So I was taking kind of how much things cost around here and trying to figure it out how much I need to spend in Charleston. Well, it turns out that Charleston is uber expensive.
Ashley meets a tourist town.
Yes. Ashley's first trip was, oh my gosh, what in the world? Because after like only 4 days of staying there, the hotel bill went like to $700 or so, and it's just like, whoa, okay, I was not expecting all of this, you know. So I get that. I think people don't know how to budget. I didn't have a budget back then when I did things, and I learned my lesson after that. I had to pay off the credit card and all that kind of stuff because I spent way more than I was planning to. And I feel like people are not able to adjust today. They are not able to lower their standard of living once they raise it. Yes, it is hard to do at first, for sure, because I had to do it for a little bit of time. And even after quitting my last job, I had to lower it again. So it's it is a struggle, and I get that. And if people don't know or have the tools or the knowledge to do that, I can definitely see them resorting to things like this, unfortunately. Desperate times comes for desperate measures, I guess is the saying for that. But I think there just needs to be more knowledge out there of how to do that. And even though you have
how to budget and like
how to budget, how to get, like, when you get your first fat paycheck, you know, Lindsay, and don't blow it all in 2 days type thing. Don't get luxury goods, like, and try to stretch it out as much as possible. And I feel like people, I think even the younger and younger people are, and today is having trouble doing that. They feel like they deserve more in terms of pay, but they don't think of the flip side and, oh, I can't blow this all in one day type of thing. I feel like it's just another excuse, like I'm not paid enough. But we all know it's not about the amount you get paid. It's how you spend it. So I just wanted to put that in there because that's where my thought process came.
And it's kind of an interesting stat that got pulled up when I Googled or looked up, the median household income in Huron County. So the median household income was about $58,500.
Oh, household, not per person.
What's that?
Household, not per person.
Yes, household. Thank
Okay.
you.
Right.
But then it kind of gives additional stats in the lookup. And again, this is AI generated, so take it with maybe half the salt shaker. But it says that the cost of living, so households in Huron County spend an average of $82,663 a year. So the cost of living is way exceeding the average median household income here. So maybe we're seeing why we're seeing folks in front of a judge having embezzled or stolen from their indigent or their dying mother, as we saw and discussed last week from the same court.
Yeah, that's not sustainable.
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like just piggybacking off of that, when people get bonuses at work.
Yeah.
Okay, people think that is indefinite for some reason, and they can spend whatever they want, type thing, and it doesn't work like that. So, just
or what always gets me is the people who plan on it and factor it into their budget, knowing it's not a sure thing.
Yeah, or tax return.
I was just gonna say tax
don't get me started
refunds.
on that.
Yeah.
Well, no, some of the industries I've worked in, when you're planning your calendar for when you're gonna release certain items into the sales pool, as it were, Taxmas was a very real event.
Oh yeah,
that was planned for it, and it's just it boggled my mind, but it was very real. And some of the retailers I work with, they'd see a spike in sales as soon as that first tax refund.
I did this month for sure. And my family's company, I'm like, oh, is it the tax refunds? Because that makes sense.
It's the same thing here. March, April, and May are 3 of our busiest months.
Yeah. And then in my last company, we dealt with people paying rent and stuff. And on the flip side, it's funny because now I see the spending, it's a good thing that they're spending and the sales are going up. But on the flip side, they're not paying their rent. And they don't have, they're waiting for that tax refund to pay their rent. So at the same time, you have that juggled there, which is interesting. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more public awareness about this issue, and I don't think it's the school's job to teach people. Maybe it should be taught in schools. I think that'll be better than some other things they're teaching them. Because they'll need it for the rest of their life for sure.
The only problem there, Ashley, is what leads you to believe they would teach that any better than they're teaching the other subjects.
That's true. That's true.
That's the problem.
You can't put that on a standardized test, so
and then there's
that.
There's, I mean, you can give it to the parents, but we see,
but when the parents don't know, and the grandparents don't know, and in some cases the great grandparents don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was actually my grandma who taught me how to get set up and balance my first checkbook, because I had no clue what I was doing other than spend, look online, spend, look online. And my grandma
taught myself.
No, you can't do that.
I taught myself all this stuff.
And nobody balances a checkbook anymore. That is a lost art.
I couldn't even tell you where my checkbook is. But
I know where it is. I just haven't balanced it in forever. That's why I rely on budgeting and stuff. So
there you go. Well, clearly this lady did not know how to handle money because she got herself into this position. However, she did it. But I mean, even if it was medical stuff, there has to be priorities to things. The first priority is a roof over your head, then it's food in your belly, and then it's keep the lights on, And then after that, worry about paying the doctors because they have a duty of care regardless. And, that may sound crappy to say, but just because you have a medical thing going on does not immediately put them to the top of your money list.
Yeah.
Because, you have to survive first. But I'm not even convinced that it was because of the health stuff that she got into this. There's something had to have been broken within her to, first off, take that much, second off, to believe that she's going to get away with it.
Yep.
And I guess let me give you this example as a possible solution. And I've cited this before, unfortunately, but Beth's best friend for many years of her life is in a federal prison right now because she stole money, basically. She ran a Ponzi scheme to the tune of $100 million.
Oh.
But there were exchanges of text messages between her and her accomplice. And in one of the text messages towards the end, when they had just convinced some investor to give them like $5 million, she told her accomplice that what he just did was, quote, godlike.
Okay.
So I wonder if some of these people get it in their heads that they're just so good at what they're doing that they're above it all and can never be caught. Now, in court, she didn't strike me as a lady who was above it all and could have never been caught, but at that point she'd been caught and probably crashed down to reality.
Yeah.
But I'm curious as to what she was like beforehand. And, in that story that I just gave you is just anecdotal. It may not apply to everybody, but it makes you wonder, is that the mentality that people kind of grow into?
Yeah.
And she was somebody who worked for me for years when she was in college. So I knew her. She wasn't just best friend. She was my employee for a long time. And I never saw any of this in her. So something changed at some point.
I think it's an opportunity thing too, just because that opportunity presents itself. That I think it changes some people for sure. I think they just can't handle that, being in that position of authority and being able to do what is right. I think that that what if is always in the back of their mind whenever they look at like money like that or something, and they're kind of, that's why they kind of grab it and grab their chance if they can get away and think they can get away with it. It doesn't, I don't know, it kind of baffles me too. We learned a lot of fraud in school, and what drives people to commit fraud. A lot has to do with opportunity, and of course and usually there's a means. And sometimes you start small. Usually start small to begin with, and like, oh, okay, I took $50 out of the till, or I took $50 somewhere, and then they increase it over time. It's kind of, and I think some people get an adrenaline rush from it too. I don't know. That's why people have compulsive stealing disorders and stuff like that as well. So there's many different reasons why she could have gone and did this. I'm kind of surprised during this hearing they didn't go more into the why.
We got none of that.
Yeah.
And I would have also liked to have known, like, if she did it in one lump sum, or how much each was. Did she start small and get bigger as she realized nobody was checking the books except for her?
Right. I think that's probably a huge piece of it, is like, it's $50 here, $50 there. I'm the only one responsible for this particular ledger, so there's no one looking over my shoulder. But eventually, someone higher up the org chart does do the checks and balances, and suddenly, there's a whole lot of money missing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Exactly.
I mean, at the very least, you're going to turn over those books when you retire.
Yep.
So
Yep.
She was
Or
only
hire
49,
somebody.
so she had a long way to go before she was considering that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so that's not an answer either. Sooner or later, someone's going to catch up with you. And I've said this before. I can understand mistakes made once, bad choices made once, because we've all done them, and so have I. But my general reaction to my bad decisions has not been, that was fun, I'll do it again. It's more like, oh crap, I can't believe I just did that.
Yep.
It weighs on you. I mean, it weighs on me.
Yeah.
If I do something bad and I know about it, I will feel guilty. But some people are not wired that way, I guess. They're just.
Well,
they're
we don't
just
know
like,
that she didn't feel guilt, but just didn't drive her to stop until she was caught.
Yep.
It would seem she didn't feel it enough, because if she did take one lump sum payment, that's about the stupidest of stupid.
Yeah, I don't think she did that.
Do we know if she pled guilty or like?
She pled no contest.
No contest.
Okay.
To 50 to 100,000 was the amount. So to taking 50 to 100,000 instead of the 140 whatever thousand.
Yeah, her statement that she made was very small and vague. It was basically just, I'm sorry this happened.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm now thinking just what we've seen, and especially in that court, the no contest must be because there's a civil suit coming on the heels.
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Because it's the county.
It probably is, because there's a whole township coming after her.
Yep.
Yeah.
1,700 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly a big area.
No.
But still.
Well, I'd still be scared if 1,700 people were coming after
me. I mean, I'd be more scared doing something like that in Siboang Township than I'd be here.
So they start marching down the street with their torches.
Yeah.
No good, man.
Yeah,
and that's
still
rural
scary.
community, so they've got pitchforks handy.
Yeah.
They also have guns.
Yes, they do.
In that part of the county? That part of the state?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, what do you... Oh, go ahead.
No. I think I was going into what you were about to go into just now. Go ahead.
Oh, well, now I'm curious what I was about to go into. What was I about to go into?
I think you were going into the weekend jail thing.
Ah, you called it. Good for you. You and me, Ashley, are like this.
Yep.
No, I was going to say it's probably a good time to transition into the actual sentencing and talk about how these people are sentenced. Because it seems like it's not as bad as the ones who do crimes against children where they get a slap on the wrist and a dinner out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nearly as bad in a lot of cases. But we've debated that before too. If you throw these people in jail, then it's harder for them to make the restitution and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
But this was the most creative, I think, sentence that we've seen yet for people like this. So she has medical issues. And I don't think they disclosed exactly what those medical issues were, did they? I think
not that I saw. No.
Kept that quiet, which is
they
probably good from
quiet.
a HIPAA standpoint.
Yep.
Yeah. It's something that can't be really treated in jail. That's all they implied.
Yeah. So she's got these medical issues, and judge did not want the county to pay for them if they put her in jail. But then if he sentenced her large enough so that it would result in prison, then the state pays for it, but that still kind of hits the county because it's still the taxpayers.
Yep.
So his solution was, you're going to be out Monday through Friday so you can get all your medical stuff done on your dime so we don't have to pay for it. And then I'm going to put you in weekend jail pretty much for the rest of your God-given life for the amount of time that she has to serve.
Yep.
And then said, if your medical condition improves, then we'll just put you in just straight jail.
Yep. for the rest of the 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which personally, I found to be fairly creative.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to help with restitution.
No.
I think their best shot at restitution is hoping that she owns that home and that the bank doesn't have a huge lien on it, and that there's some value in it, and that they take the home.
That could very well be.
That's probably the best bet. Average home price, by the way, in Huron County is $200,000. I looked it up.
Yep.
So
I don't think she's going to be working as a ambulance worker anytime soon, for sure.
No.
That's why I'm saying I don't know how they're going to handle restitution because I don't know how employable she is.
Yeah.
She and probably too broken to even DoorDash.
Yep.
Which is
She
a
can't
shame.
DoorDash anyway because she's on a tether.
Yep. House arrest when she's not working, or
Yes, but DoorDash are protected. So
Protected
she should still be able to do that even on tether.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a side quest over here, and I think I have a little bit more information. So I found the article from when she was convicted, I guess, for lack of a better word, or facing charges of embezzling more $140,000. So Huron County Sheriff's Office received a complaint about Clark from a Seaboing Township official in March of 2025, and she was finally arrested in December of 2025. So your volunteer ambulances will be paid by how many runs they go or when they're on call, said the person that investigated. This isn't a full-time ambulance service, it's part-time. Clark had been the coordinator of the ambulance service since 2017. Township officials say her pay tripled by 2024. Hansen said she claimed payments for calls Clark didn't respond to and for on-call time when she wasn't scheduled. Township officials said her pay tripled from her hire date in 2017 to 2024 when they noticed irregularities. Her attorney or the Seaboing Township Ambulance Service could not be reached for comment. That's all I can find. Like, goes further back. That's not behind a paywall. But so yeah, she was basically.
So she was claiming ambulance runs that never happened.
Yeah. And on call time when she wasn't on call.
Unique, I'll give her that.
Yeah, so it wasn't like she was like reaching into like or writing checks or
That's harder to track than the other stuff.
Making the timesheets.
Yeah.
How do they catch her?
Well, her pay tripled.
Well, true. And they audited it.
She suddenly was working 75 hours a week. I don't know.
So I don't know. Somebody at so did they just serve the township or the whole county? Either way, somebody at a government level looked at the bill that they were paying this part-time volunteer ambulance
township
company.
Official, so just the township.
Okay. Yeah. So the township treasurer is probably looking at the bill going, why is this going up so much?
Yeah. And they circled back.
Cross-reference that with the hospitals. Like, are you seeing like 3 times as many people?
Yeah.
And interesting. Thank you.
For a small township, it probably grew too fast to keep up with. Yeah.
And it's kind of like the same,
if it was slower, maybe not.
With like taking money out of the till. It's like, I say I worked for 6 hours instead of 5, and then I got away with 6 instead of 5. Now I'm getting away with 10 instead of 5, and it kind of follows the same pattern.
She worked part-time. Got it. Okay.
People get greedy.
Yeah.
This is not me endorsing crime. Don't do crimes.
Right.
However, there are like smarter ways to do crimes. If she had added like 1 extra run a month, nobody ever would have noticed that.
That's what I was thinking too. And actually, they taught us in school to think like a criminal so you can catch criminals. And so,
this thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, that explains the dark thoughts with Ashley. She's been taught how to be a criminal. It's also clear now.
Well, yeah, if she had progressed more slowly with her taking an hour off like every every month and kept working it up that way, it probably wouldn't be as noticeable. But she wouldn't get as much as she did, though, so quickly, but still.
Yep.
Interesting.
Maybe and like I said, when people get more and more money, they think that is normal, and they adjust their quality of life to said money, and then they want more and more and more, because they keep feeling that crunch. You know what I mean? Like they keep wanting to take more. So maybe that's what she kind of got into, is she increased her standard of living, and she needed more to fund it, and more to fund it, and more to fund it, until she got to here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well be.
Yeah.
Lindsay, since you're on side quests, do we have an address for this woman?
I haven't
Do we have
gotten
any
that
idea
far
where
down
she might have
the
lived?
wormhole.
Gotcha. I was just curious, because that might have told us something about her lifestyle, at least
No, I was just
potentially.
trying to find a news store that wasn't copy and paste the same one that I found before.
Yep.
That's
behind
hard
the
to
paywall.
find nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unique reporting,
Oh.
it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, Ranger brought up a good point. Drugs could have escalated that as well. With her, how many times have we seen in court that when people have medical issues, they're on drugs? Like a lot of times. And yeah, that could have.
So,
Yeah.
That could
so
be
Ranger, are you arguing that maybe it was drugs that that she was seeking because she got addicted to something during her treatment, or like drugs were changing her behavior? Because I could see either one.
Yeah.
Like if the
either one,
drugs
really, I
were
think.
altering her brain, then that might have changed her behavior. Or if she got like addicted to pain pills or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's chasing money to get more of those. Guess there's a couple different ways you could look at it. But
That
yeah, that's
makes
also
sense.
possible.
Yeah, drugs
Yeah.
would be a very reasonable explanation.
Yep.
Yeah. Or she's just stupid. That is also possible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
both
Stupid, greedy, desperate, some of the above, all the above.
Yep. Ranger, either or both, basically. All right. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I did want to dig a little bit deeper into the whole sentencing thing to see what you guys thought about that. I personally thought it was probably the best option given the circumstances, to keep the state or at least the county from having to pay for her medical bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With still holding jail over her head. Again, unless she owns her home outright or has very little left on her mortgage, I don't see how they're going to get any real restitution back for it.
Right.
So, you know,
Yeah, they're
I don't know
seizing
how big of a
assets.
factor that is. To me, that sentence just screamed, "Let's stop the bleed."
Yeah.
But if she's
quit
on
investing
house,
money in this woman,
if she's on tether and on house arrest, and they take her house, I don't understand that either. But if she does find a job, I'm kind of surprised how fast they go into agreements like this without having something kind of lined up in the process. Would it make more sense for people to have something lined up before they agree to her being on probation in hopes that she would pay off in restitution?
can I ask you to be more specific, Ashley? Like, what do you mean by have something lined up?
Like a job.
Have the person having a job lined up?
Yeah. Before they go into the agreement, because that's the only reason why she's on this probation, right?
Counterpoint. I mean, yeah, I totally see where you're going with that. I could also see her pleading and trying to get it over with very quickly, because if it went to trial and she had to face 12 very angry peers,
right?
All 12 of the, 10,000 people that live in Huron County, and if any of them happen to be from Seaboang Township, she's probably going to go away for a lot longer, or face a lot more. So yeah, just take the deal, and we'll figure out the job thing after it.
Well, the other factor too is it is an election year, and I don't know if the district attorney in Huron County is up for election right now, but if they are, they're going to take as many fast wins as possible.
Right.
Yep, that could be.
Because you got to pad the results and be able to go to the polls, or go to the voters rather, before the polls and say, well, I've got a 98% conviction rate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I, not to make judgments of Judge Pillen, again, I don't know where he is in his election cycle either, but, that could play very well to the voters of Huron County, where like, I put this woman in jail, but I also didn't make you pay her medical bills. You hardworking taxpayers of Huron County, I didn't make you pay for a criminal. Like, that was the first thing I thought, when he said, I'm not making the taxpayers responsible for your health care. Like that is a very red county sentence, and he's playing to his electorate. Yep. And not in a bad way, just like he knows his people, and he knows what the people he have to face, at the diner, at the gas station, at the grocery store, what they would say.
Yep. Yeah, he did it very delicately, I think would be the right way. His comment was it's a no-win situation for the township, the village, the state, or the defendant.
Yeah.
That's just like, that's the legalese of this situation sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the same thing that went through other trials we've seen of people owing money and not knowing how to get it back. It falls along the same lines. And I have in my notes restitution order plus wage assignment plus 3-year review.
Yep. So she's got 3 years to pay back the restitution. Okay. And then if it's paid at that 3-year hearing, the wage hearing, I think she can get off early, is what that means. But if it's not paid off in full, then he can extend it. She has the full 5 years. So basically, it's on her to get it done in 3, and then she's done, or she can get it done in 5 as worst case.
Got it. So there's a review in 3 years to see where she stands, and if she's paid off.
Would there be a certain point where if she's not meeting certain payment thresholds that they would start garnishing her wages?
That's why I was thinking wage assignment.
That's kind of where my brain was going. And granted, Austin, you know the legal language far better than I do.
Yeah.
But that's what my brain kind of immediately went to, is like, okay, if we don't see progress, we're going to just start automatically taking it out of your paycheck.
Because wage assignment makes me garnishment, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's if she gets a job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's telesales kind of stuff that, they don't really care who you are as long as you're hitting a certain quota of phone calls. I mean, she knows how to cook the books to do that. So
I was thinking she needs to get busy on eBay or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so I looked up Judge Prill. He should be up this year. They're 6-year terms. He was elected first in 2014, then again in 2020. That means 2026.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So there was his campaign kickoff right there.
Yep. That's a good point as well. It motivated him to do what he did.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it was a bad decision. I'm just like the way he chose his words very carefully, very intentionally made me think he was speaking to a broader audience than just the defendant and folks in the courtroom.
Yeah.
It sold me, I'll be honest. I found it creative.
Yeah.
I did too.
So,
And I don't disagree with it, like there's a lot of people that end up with a state subsidized ride through life because they hurt someone or hurt multiple people and did terrible things. And that's just kind of how it's ended up, unfortunately, is, you end up in jail and you end up sick, and that's how your healthcare gets paid for.
I really don't.
Oops.
Oh.
Okay, try again.
It's my turn. Okay.
Breaking up the seriousness.
Okay. I really don't think
Anyway,
I don't think it was a bad call on the judge to go this route. I can't blame him for doing this.
Yeah.
It's better than putting her up in prison and her not do anything to pay anything back. So
and I've said before on the show when we've discussed these like weekend jail, like I don't want to say I'm a fan, but I think I almost prefer that disruption. Like you have to be out in the world the rest of the week. You go and you get inconvenienced by spending every weekend in jail for an X amount of time, and then you're back kind of facing, life outside in the community, facing the people you hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is those weekend jails are costly and they're tough on the staff there too.
Yeah, no, I totally get that too.
St. Joseph County, they don't do it anymore.
Kind of there's not a good option, but
and then if she does have a job, weekends are out of the question that she works as well. Yeah. So there's that too.
Might well kind of hurt her trying to find a job too. She's basically only available Monday through Friday. So there goes Burger King. There goes.
As a person who over the years has hired hundreds of people, I will tell you that anybody who told me they couldn't work weekends got immediately thrown in the bin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to hear it. If I'm working weekends, so are you.
Yeah.
So that's her best bet would probably be to do something where she's self-employed. She almost has to, between whatever medical things she's got going on, plus the weekend jail. But then how does that work? How she's good at cooking books. So how do the authorities keep track of how much money she's actually bringing in so they can pull back the restitution from her?
Yep.
So
she could cook her own books. Yeah.
And then be working under the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I did just kind of do a little research over here.
An auditor.
No.
Nice one.
That wage assignment, it does mean garnishment. So she's being garnished of the funds.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the order can be out there, but actually getting that order applied is a whole other thing.
But if she's not working in somewhere where she's receiving a, W-2 paycheck that they can't trace, if she's just getting cash from people.
Yeah.
Kind of on the sly. How are they going to figure that out? And literally,
I'm sure that happens a lot.
She did, so we're not going to put it past her, unfortunately.
Yep.
Not to judge a stranger, but
I'm looking something up, but I'm doing it under an incognito browser, so Google doesn't think I'm trying to do something weird here.
Whatever federal agent watches my Google searches probably thinks I'm up to something.
Sometimes
every time I see a Minneapolis,
I'm one of those people that get an interesting thought, like Ashley's dark thoughts, and goes searching and tries to find the answer to it. So,
So, side thing to what Lindsay just said about the Google searches and the FBI thing. When I was in paralegal school, we had somebody who was doing some of that on their personal computer. They legitimately got a visit from Chicago FBI agents. And they had to go to the school to see that this person was in paralegal getting their associate's degree. And then they're like, oh, okay,
Austin's got me scared. The FBI is going to knock on the door.
And it was just like...
Maybe.
Nobody had ever seen that before in the whole program. And they came to the school, and it was like... everybody else was like... For the whole rest of the program, everybody else watched what they put.
Incognito mode, folks.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I think the one thing you have on your side is that federal authorities in your area have been busy with other things lately.
True.
So you have that going for you.
Touche.
Incognito mode, Lindsay.
I'm trying to find a silver lining in that cloud.
Shitstorm in my town, working on my side for a change.
Always look for the silver lining. So what I looked up, because I didn't know, is because again, she's probably going to have to be like self-employed or contract or something like that. So I looked up, and don't want the IRS wondering what I might be doing. So
Especially being self-employed.
being self-employed. So I looked up if a 1099 contractor can be garnished, or if it had to be a W-2. And yes, they can.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
As long as, obviously, the government knows about it. See, the thing with a 1099 contractor is the government isn't going to know about it until tax time,
Yeah.
Right.
when the 1099s all get submitted. So you could conceivably skate by
Right.
without them knowing, and at the beginning of the year just, contract with somebody else, and you could skate under that way.
Would being
mean-
supervised by the probation department, though, kind of eliminate that? Or no?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
if you're
there's
crafty
some-
enough, I'm sure you can get around that too.
What
I
she
mean-
is, apparently.
Because
She did
because
eventually
again,
get caught, though. So
Yep.
She did get caught, but it was, I don't know, she's been working there for 17 years.
the only time the government's going to know that I've got somebody on a 1099 is when I send them that paperwork at the end of the year
Right.
saying, here's what I paid the person.
Oh,
So, it's not like there's overly trackable records
right.
in real time, even for probation. I mean, she could say, I'm not doing anything.
oh, okay.
I mean, they could catch up with her after the fact and then have a whole compliance hearing
Yeah.
and get her in trouble that way. But she could skate for a while, which she doesn't seem to have a problem doing because that's how she's been living her life.
Right.
Very true.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's another messed up situation, isn't it? And it is sidebar, so we're not going to come up with good
No,
answers or
we're
solve
not gonna
anything
come up
because
with
that's
the
not what we
answers.
do here.
No,
But
it is interesting,
these-
though.
these situations continue to make me sad personally, because we need good people in these kinds of positions, in these positions of power, in these positions of trust. And obviously people make mistakes and bad choices and stuff is going to happen. And again, I can be okay with that. But it's the compounding over and over and over again, and these things just growing like the snowball rolling down the hill. But I don't know. Again, there's enough evidence here on TCF where we can start to see trends, and this is like becoming a trend. We're seeing a couple three of these a month now, and this is just me randomly flipping through courts every morning.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not like I go into the morning with a plan because I have no idea what we're gonna see.
That's what's so fun about it.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but
And that's what's
But the-
heartbreaking when we do start to see a trend. And like
Yeah.
this one,
Yeah.
Very.
more and
it-
more
it's-
of these people
And-
taking what's not theirs, taking
The
money
fact-
out of hardworking people's hands.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this too. How do I feel about somebody stealing from an ambulance service versus a private business? And I was thinking, and I was like, I think the ambulance service is actually is worse than stealing from a private business. Yeah, the private business will have to figure out how to recoup that money in some way. But an ambulance service, you're stealing from the community. So
So who had the ambulance in the background just now?
Me.
Okay.
it wasn't I.
Me. It was actually a fire truck. The fire station's like 6 blocks north
Gotcha.
of me.
I'll say I just heard a siren. I thought that was funny.
Cue the
I-
siren from Lindsay.
I'm
You can
timely
look
as
at it, I
well.
think, Ashley, from an ethical standpoint or like a morals and say, well, it's worse to steal from the ambulance company. But ultimately, either one of those hurts the community
Right.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I get a kick out of people and how they think businesses work. And I'm not saying you think this, just people overall.
Yeah.
But every single cost that a business has should be built into the price, including theft and shrink.
Mm.
So
Yep.
if there's theft going on, it's just going to be passed on to the consumer. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because a business has an obligation to make a certain amount of money.
Right.
If they're publicly held, they most definitely do, because they have to answer to the shareholders. If they're privately held, they still have to make their money because they have to support their own people outside of the business. You know, they have to house and clothe and feed themselves and everything else. So either way, it's harmful.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. I mean, it looks probably worse on paper if you're stealing from the ambulance company because that's like a public service, but
Well, and even Judge Pro was saying like they were lucky to even have that service in Seaboing Township, because if they didn't have that, they're waiting on an ambulance from another county across the county. You know, think of how much longer that would take to get care out to somebody that truly needed it if that service wasn't there. And she's straight up taking money from it.
It's a public ambulance service or are there private ambulance services too?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
New York.
I don't know.
New York
much.
City uses them.
My knowledge is not great on that in that department. But
Yeah, we have both around here. I mean, the fire stations run their own ambulances, but then there's like private services as well, and they all kind of work together to cover the area.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, no, it can go either way depending on where you live and who's on a call and all that kind of stuff.
Got it. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. It's yet again, it's just another messed up situation, I guess. And I appreciated the creative sentencing because it limits the exposure for the county. But the county's still out the money because they paid all that money to that service that went into her pockets, and I highly doubt they're going to recover much, if any, of it. So you know, that just means costs will go up. And trust will go down.
I mean,
and yet another area of the United States is slightly more enshittified.
Those rides in those ambulances aren't cheap either.
No,
just
they
think
are
of what
not.
that's going to do for the cost of what someone that needs an ambulance in Seaboing Township might be, because now this happened.
Yep.
Ooh.
And with the even more kind of interesting twist in this is, okay, she has medical conditions. And what if she finds herself in need of one of those ambulances? And now she's stuck with a stiffer bill because if karma is real.
They might take the long way.
If karma is real. I'm just saying.
That is an interesting thought, Lindsay.
Evil thoughts with Lindsay.
I didn't think about that.
Evil.
That's
Maybe
feasible.
they won't service her because she's like, oh no.
Can you refuse service?
I wondered that too.
Most places,
I mean, it might take the long way.
If it's a safety issue.
Yeah, I mean, if the police hold them back because you know they fear something, then maybe. But I don't know. Where did the hour go?
What?
Oh wow.
I knew we could have a lot to say about this one, so I'm not surprised it went fast.
No, per our normal arrangement, we solved nothing, but we talked it out and got it off our chest, if nothing else. And Lindsay, you actually look a little bit better than when you started the show. Though you still look stressed out, and I'm sorry that you had a bad day.
That's all right. I've got corgis to snuggle and ice cream in the freezer, so I've got my plans the rest of the night.
What more do you need?
Exactly.
Final thoughts, Lindsay, while you're available?
Now that I have that karma idea in my head. Not saying, I'm just saying. No, I mean, it's there was no good solution really for this case, but I think the judge found a creative way to arrive at the best one he could possibly do, given everything, small town, the situation he was in, the situation she was in. So, yeah.
Rock Girdle seeks karmic justice. I like it. By the way, while I have you real quick, because I keep forgetting to ask you, and the stream is just going to have to care like I do. What did Mr. Lindsay rather say about the Meth Boy and Rock Girl poster? Because you never did tell me.
He hasn't actually seen it yet because it's been in my office. He doesn't come in my office. So
okay,
he's not seen it yet.
So you're hiding it from him. Good for
I'm
you.
not hiding it. It's out in plain sight. He just hasn't seen it.
Hey, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Okay.
Austin, final thoughts?
Don't steal from an ambulance service, but really don't steal from an ambulance service if you have issues, medical issues.
Yeah. Have like a spaghetti dinner, like a pancake breakfast. Raise money that way.
Yep.
There you go. Put
People
up a
will give you
damn
money if you feed
GoFundMe.
them pancakes.
Yeah.
Ashley?
I'm trying to think what to say because, like Lindsay said, there's not a really good answer to this issue with all this embezzlement that's been happening in court. However, I'm hoping she'll be able to pay it back someday. And that's all we can hope for. And if she doesn't pay it back, I guess there's always that prison time to that they can fall back on. But it is sad. It really is. I hate when people take advantage of other people and especially the community in which she lives. We should be giving back to our communities and not stealing from them. And if you are going to embezzle anything, just think of the consequences. Look at this lady. Usually people that steal, it doesn't end up really good for them. So please consider that if any of our chat members has any wanting or need to steal from anybody, because it's just not worth it.
Give me just a half a second. Oh no, she moved.
Oh, is Ellie?
On it. Yeah, she's laying in her bed down at my feet, and there was a pose that needed to be captured, and then she moved. Oh well.
Oh wow.
Well, let me just say this, if I may. We watch so much court here because that's what we do. We're a court channel.
Yep.
I have yet to see somebody who commits crimes and has an easier life for it. It just does not happen.
Yep.
So I guess I would say no matter how difficult your life is, no matter how stressed out you are, no matter how much you need money, whatever the case may be, you're not going to fix it by committing crimes. You're not going to make your life any easier. You're not going to take the stress away. You're just going to compound it. I mean, this person went from a medical condition and probably having trouble paying her bills to a medical condition, extra bills, weekend jail, and a larger sentence hanging over her head. It's insane.
Yep.
Whatever makes you think it's going to be worth it, it's just not. So that's my thoughts for that.
And try a budget. Try go for a budget. Try budgeting your money. See how far you can stretch it. It's very interesting if you do.
And if you don't know what that word is, go Google it. I'm guessing half of the people out there in the world don't know what that word is.
Okay, yeah, go Google it.
Go find Grok. Grok will help you.
Yes. Grok will hook you up. All right, friends, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. If you're a channel member on Monday, the pre-show returns. So we will have that back. Yay.
Huzzah.
Yes, and we can have our police blotter girl back. So that'll be good too. All right, friends, we'll see you in the morning. In the meantime, have yourselves a good night. Take care. God bless.
Bye.
Have a good night.